Welcome and welcome back to my channel, everyone. If you're new here, my name's Mahala and this is Ala Mahala. I like to do DIYs, room makeovers and furniture flips. Today is obviously a furniture flip. I've got this guy behind me right here, who I like to call the Batman because of the wings on the side. Yeah, I'm sorry, that was really bad. So I've got a furniture flip here, but before I jump into the flip and getting into the cleaning, I want to make two tiny little announcements. One, I have a microphone on my camera now, which I got because I upgraded my camera. My previous camera, I couldn't have a mic on it. Now I can. So I would love if you guys can let me know in the comments below if the sound is a little better with this mic. I didn't go the most expensive because I'm just testing out to see what's actually going to work for me. So definitely let me know if the sound quality is a little better. And the second announcement is that from now on, I'm only flipping free furniture. Unless there's like something very, very specific for my house, it's only going to be free stuff. I found this on the side of the street. I found two other pieces on the side of the street recently. I found an antique dresser for free on Facebook Marketplace. It needs a lot of love, but it was for free. This piece definitely needs a lot of love and attention, so I'm gonna get in today, give this a clean first, and then adding that little extra zing back into its life. To get started with the cleaning, normally I would jump in with my Dawn dish soap straight away. There is a lot of hair going on with this piece in the drawers, so we're gonna get in with the vacuuming and then we will move on to the Dawn dish soap. You guys, if you didn't realize that you should clean your pieces before you bring them in your house, here is an example. Look at the size of that spider. I'm going to die. I can't. I hate spiders. It's too much. Also, sidebar, I guess this piece is now called the Spider-Man instead of the Batman. I'm not sorry.
And now, there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin.
Could be a mistake what I'm about to do, but I can't really see any other way to remove this. It's kind of wobbly, so I'm sort of hoping, yeah, it's working. Oh, okay. It was put in, I'll show you guys. Before I take it off, you can see it was put in here with some dowels, and then there's some nails up there. So that kind of follows all the way down. But it will come off, which is great, which is what I wanted. This is what it's looking like, but I think maybe it's some sort of a very thin wood veneer. I'm not 100% sure. Obviously you can see in here that you've got MDF sticking through, also up here, so I'll have to do a little bit of repairs around that. Agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond. I'm gonna cut some of the side off because I just think it's too long for the size of the dresser on both sides, and I think I'm gonna cut it off and then put some wood trim around the edge just to kind of cover up any rough edges. I'm putting the tape down so that I can draw on that to make my cut, and hopefully it will help to just prevent any kind of splitting and just sort of minimize that a little bit. This was suggested to me by one of you guys actually ages and ages ago in a different video when I was cutting off a base, and it was suggested that you'll get less splintering. Now obviously this isn't real wood, but I'm hoping that the same principle applies, that it'll kind of stay in place a little better. Little dusty, but it's definitely looking way better, which is great. And I figured out what thickness of trim that I need to sit around the edge, and essentially it's the combination of these two pieces. I'm gonna see if there's something at Home Depot that is the perfect size so I don't have to glue two pieces together, but basically it's this little quarter, what is that, a 1/4 by 1/2, and then this one is a 1/2 by 1/2. Essentially I need 3/4 to have the right thickness so it'll sit perfectly around here. So we're gonna hit Home Depot now, and I might also see if I can get a wooden dowel to fit into these holes that I've got for the drawers and also on the sides so that I can block all of that up. I actually haven't been to Home Depot for a while, so I am pretty keen to get going.
Never get enough. We never seem to get older. When things are going right, we seem to have the time. But when it's hard, you just grow cold up. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires. The words repeat, cause we're scared of the silence. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires. Fires around ourselves. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires.
Back from Home Depot, and I got a couple different trim pieces. So I've got the trim to do around the edge of the top, and then I did also get some other trim pieces that I will do on the drawer fronts. We're gonna cut this up now, and I'll do a little angled edge because we like that. Ow, don't do that. I think that this is going to make a big difference. We're just going to use a little bit of wood glue to attach all of these pieces together and get these all clamped down in place so that I can get to painting or priming and then painting, but basically get to the fun stuff. Although this is pretty fun. I'm definitely enjoying this quite a lot. Little bit of glue.
Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. I feel so free, oh my sweet baby.
Well, that all dries behind me. I'm going to get to cutting my wooden dowels to put in as plugs for the holes on the side where we took the bat wings off. And also I'm going to do a smaller one for the drawer fronts instead of using wood filler. I don't know, thought I'd give it a whirl, see what happens. I'm going to use these as well. I have tried to use them before and didn't have much success, but I think I was using, you know, a trim piece that was just a little too big. And I think, oh yeah, oh that's nice. It's working, which is so good.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know.
If you don't like it, tough luck guys, because I am going to ASMR this tape. How good does the top look? It actually looks like a lot better than I thought, and I'm almost tempted to keep it natural. I'm not going to because I've got different ideas for this particular piece, but I think that that could be a cool detail for a future project. I really like how it looks. I think it looks, I don't know, just really framed out, I guess. We need to get on to some wood filler. Now, with the wooden dowels, I couldn't get them perfect because there are some gaps going on, so I definitely need to tidy that up, and I'm just going to use my wood filler here and also around the top as well. Go in with my orbital sander to just get rid of any of this wood filler here. I think it's just going to make sure that everything's nice and smooth, but because it is MDF underneath, sort of like a plasticky wood veneer, I am going to go in with a 320 grit instead of something a little bit stronger or rougher, just to make sure I don't blow through that, because that could get messy. So we're going to add a primer to this piece, which is the grey Benzinza Bullseye 123 primer. I'm doing it in grey because I am going to be doing a dark colour and it'll just make it a little bit better when I pop on a dark colour if I don't have white underneath. I did originally think that maybe I would put a top coat on first because it is that MDF underneath the wood veneer. Really, when I started sanding, there's not that much damage at all to the MDF, just a tiny bit in the very back corners. So I think I'm just going to go with the primer. I will put a top coat on after I've painted just to ensure that it's super protected, but I think that that's maybe a better way to go. Let me know what you guys think. If I should have put the top coat down before putting on the primer, I'd love to know what you think. A makeshift situation going on with my drawer, like where I'm putting the holes. I've measured it out, but I just got rid of all my cardboard, which is what I usually use to do a rough template for drawers, because I don't currently have one of those fancy templates that do it for you. Using a cut up pizza box. Not ideal, but I really need to pop some holes in here because at the moment when I close this, it's really hard to get it open again, and when I do my colored paint, I don't want that to kind of impact the paint or ruin the paint. Looks a lot better even just with the primer on, but we need to add a little bit of color, and I'm gonna go with Midnight Blue by Fusion Mineral Paint. I love Fusion Mineral Paint. It's definitely one of my favorite paints. I will be rolling this paint on, but I will also be cutting in with my Bennett brush, which I actually forgot to cut in when I was doing the primer, so I kind of had to do that afterwards. So I'll definitely be doing that first with this one. I don't know about you guys, but the second coat of paint is my favorite. I mean, look at that. All that patchiness just gone. We have 3 coats of paint on this little dresser. I might need to do a 4th, or probably just some touch-ups, but in the meantime we're going to work on the next steps for the drawer fronts. I have an idea for this. I'm going to use some of this cloth. It's like a Hessian, neutral coloured Hessian cloth, which I got from Walmart like 18 months ago. Never used it. I don't know what project I thought I was buying it for, or if I just bought it because, but I have 2 rolls of this, so I figured I might pop them on the drawer fronts. But if I do that, I do need to create a frame, so I'm going to use pieces of 1/4 inch by 1.5. So that's is that upside down? Yes. And I think I'm going to pop on a coat of paint or a couple coats of paint on those framing pieces before I actually attach them, because I can't get blue paint on this. It will not look how I want it to look. So let's get them cut and then get them painted. While I let those pieces dry, I'm just going to get this fabric prepped. So it does need an iron. I've got an iron here. We're going to give that a little iron and smooth everything out. And then I'm going to cut my pieces and glue them down so that it's all ready to go for those trim pieces. Guys, it's looking pretty good. I've left the tape on the bottom one. I will take that off afterwards, but I'm going to pop the framing in on the top now. It does need probably a little touch up here or there. I think I'm going to use that combination of glue and also my nail gun. I think it's going to look really good. I love it.
I know it's nothing new, but it's so good to see you. Do this every day, and I'm still so amazed by you. So hold me tight through the night. It's just us two, me and
I have to say I am really pleased with how this is looking, but I do want to do a top coat on the top. So Fusion Mineral Paint, the paint itself has a top coat included, so it's kind of like an all-in-one, yeah, foundation to finish all-in-one paint. On nightstands and dresses and stuff, things that I know are going to get a lot of use, I do tend to prefer to put a top coat just to make sure. So I am going to use the tough coat, the Fusion Mineral Paint tough coat in the matte finish, but I'm going to mix it with a tiniest little bit of this paint so that there's no cloudiness. Let's mix up a little bit of blue top coat.
Hey, darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey, darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world.
While I leave the top coat to dry, I'm going to pop on the hardware, and I'm going with these little faux leather pulls because I don't want to drill through the hessian and ruin it. I'm just kind of going to separate it a little bit and put the screw through like that. It sits about there, so that's not too bad. We're going to pop these on now and wait for that to dry. We'll obviously do more than one coat, but you guys don't need to see that, so let's get on the hardware.
The countryside is so pretty with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand. Hey, darling, I love it when it's me and you on the road with a couple of tunes in a car for two.
I love it. What a transformation, eh? Let's jump into some before and afters because this piece has come such a long way from its funky Batman look to, well, this. It's so sleek and chic and I just love it. I really like this material color, the two different tones here with the dark blue color. It worked out even better than I thought it would in my head, and I'm so thrilled with the result. If you guys also like the result and this video, definitely hit the like button. You can subscribe and hit the bell notification as well. If you do that, it definitely helps me out, so I'm very much appreciate it. And you can also follow me over on Instagram where I do a few more behind the scenes things as well. I'll see you guys next week with another video. Bye. Pretty good, pretty good. If I do say so myself. Am I recording? I am, oh thank god. So upset that that recording didn't work. And that it's kind of hot. A little hotter than I thought it was. Ouchie ouch, my fingers burn.